Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw an Acrocanthosaurus. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the right, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. Make this circle slightly bigger. The edges of the two circles should touch. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also pause the video to draw at your own pace. On the left side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Make this circle slightly smaller than the first circle. Don't place the head circle too far apart from the first circle or the neck will be too long. Inside the head circle, draw a horizontal line to help you place the facial features later. On the left side of the head, draw a curved shape as a guide for the top jaw. This shape should be similar to an arc on its side. Make the bottom of the shape flat. At the bottom, draw a smaller arc as a guide for the lower jaw. Draw this arc smaller. Under the circle on the far right side, draw a long angled line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend this line a couple of times to indicate the joints. At the bottom, bend the line to the left to indicate the foot. Under the circle in the middle, draw an angled line as a guide for the arm. Bend this line near the middle and make it shorter. To the right, draw another long angled line as a guide for the other hind leg. Bend the line a couple of times to indicate the joint and foot. Farther to the left, draw a shorter line as a guide for the other arm. Connect the head to the body using curved lines to create the guide for the neck. The shape of the neck should be wide. Connect the body circles using longer curved lines to finish the guide for the torso. Make the top line more curved. Starting on the top right side of the body, draw a long horizontal line as a guide for the tail. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye close to the top left edge of the head. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Make the sides of the shape pointier for the corners of the eye. Draw a couple of curved lines around the eye for creases. In the middle of the eye, draw a dot for the pupil. To the right of the pupil, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. Draw a curved line higher above the eye for the bony brow. Don't draw this line too high above the eye. Draw an angled line higher up for the top part of the brow. Follow the edge of the head circle as you draw this line. Draw a curved line below the eye for a crease. Use the guide on the left as a guide to draw the top jaw. Draw an angled line to the left of the eye. Darken the basic path of the guide to create the top jaw. Extend the bottom line farther to the left so that it's inside the head. Near the tip of the jaw, draw a short line for the nostril. Add more short lines inside the jaw to give it structure. Use the arc at the bottom as a guide to draw the lower jaw. Darken the guide but extend the line so that it meets the top jaw. Make the lower jaw more curved. Draw a couple more lines for creases. Between the jaws, draw a couple of short lines for the jaw segments and the tongue. Draw a series of small triangular shapes along the top edge of the lower jaw for the teeth. Make the teeth different sizes. Draw a short sloping line for the other side of the jaw. Draw more small triangular shapes along the bottom edge of the top jaw for more teeth. Darken the outer edges of the initial guides to create the shape of the head. Draw a couple of curved lines along the bottom for creases on the throat. Use the angled line under the front part of the body as a guide to draw the arm. First, lightly sketch the shape of the arm around the guide. Don't make the shape of the arm too wide. When you get the shape of the arm right, darken the lines. Use curved lines to create the muscle structure. Keep the edges of the arm close to the guide so that the shape is thin. A big part of the arm should be inside the body. At the bottom, draw 3 long, thin shapes for the digits. Make the tips of each shape pointy for the claws. Use the guide on the left as a guide to draw the visible section of the other arm. Lightly sketch 3 long, thin shapes for the digits. Make the tips of each shape pointy for the claws. When you get the shapes right, darken the lines. Use the angled line on the far right side as a guide to draw the leg. Just like with the arms, first lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guide. Make the top of the leg wide and then gradually make it thinner toward the bottom. Make the tip of the foot pointy for the toes. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Draw a couple of short angled lines at the bottom for the toes. Use the angled line to the left as a guide to draw the other leg the same way. Lightly sketch the leg around the guide and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Draw a short angled line for the toe that's higher up on the foot. At the bottom, draw a couple of angled lines for the toes. Now use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Darken the long line on the top right side for the top edge of the tail. Below that, draw a long sloping line for the bottom edge of the tail. Draw a couple of curved lines along the top for a crease on the back. Now erase the initial guidelines. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. You don't have to erase all of the guidelines, it's okay if you leave some behind. Redraw any of the final lines that you may have accidentally erased. Now shade your drawing. For this look, draw a couple of stripes and spots across the body using a dark value. Draw the spots behind the head, across the body, and into the tail. Use a medium value for the rest of the body. Shade lightly at first and gradually build up to darker values. For light values, push down very lightly on your pencil, then push down harder for darker values. Slowly and gradually make the values darker. Add a few small lines across the body to create more texture on the skin. Draw a darker value throughout the body to create shadows. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. Use the light value for highlights. Make the final lines darker to emphasize the shapes. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using a medium value. Shading can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep shading until you're happy with the result, and that's it for the Acrocanthosaurus. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.